Hello, everyone. So we are on the third day of MARUF. Welcome to the YoundTable of the third day of MARUF21. So, like the other days, we will evaluate the days here with our young people and like to hear their comments and evaluations, and we will be looking for their creative expectations for the other MARUF. So the previous days were really well organized by young people, and we had three main questions. I'd like to go on with the same three questions, but I'd like to remind you that we will have another session about the concluding remarks, a conclusion session. So we'll be completing this session until 7:40. Now I'd like to remind you the questions first. So one of them is, what was interesting for you in today's sessions? And the second one is, to what extent it was comprehensive do you think the sessions was? So, and the third question is, if was there something that you want to change, what would it be? I'm the Secretary General of MARUF, the Union of Municipalities of Marmara. So, on the third question, I would like you to be more strong and brave and more creative in answering this question. What would you do different? So let's start with the first question. What was interesting for you in today's sessions? Yesterday, Alim Hoca told that that he had a promise to Zeynep Demirel. So we will going to fulfill this promise. If Zeynep is available, I would like to start with Zeynep, if she wills. Hello. But yesterday I was going to answer the third questions. Now I would like to summarize my experiences and thoughts in general. So yesterday I participated the approaches in local regions. I had three different notes. One of them is, I think there should be a seat for interpreters as well, for the translators and interpreters. I think their name should be visible as a person from translation and interpreting department. And the second one is that when it comes to some governance or some other topics about public life, speakers do not get, sometimes speakers get into the details of the program or the speech that he or she would deliver. They sometimes introduce themselves, or sometimes they go so much forward and they forget the details, but sometimes they go much detail that sometimes they go off topic and do some kind of advertisement of themselves. Maybe this is because they are into the area, so they cannot come up with the other topics or the expectations of the listeners. Sometimes it can distract the listeners. So, in addition, in some of the sessions that I participated yesterday, the lack of women participants was another thing that that drew my attention. So that was all. Thank you very much. Thank you. It was a really fruitful, important evaluation. So, what do you think was the interesting thing in today's sessions? Is there anyone who would like to speak? Okay, if you allow me, I'm not gonna call you Mrs., but I'll address you by your names. Okay, let's go on. So today I participated in the culture and arts session, and it made me think. It made me think so different. It was always it was something that made me happy, and in that session, I saw a ceramic artist, and she said that she wants to preserve the cultural heritage from her ancestors by preserving the form. So they produce the same things and they preserve their form. So maybe we can do the same for the cities as well. Maybe we can preserve the forms of our cities and do it accordingly. It was really pleasing. Thank you very much. Is there anyone? Thank you. Is there anyone who would like to add something? Senature. Hello. I'm a graduate from architecture and I'm doing my MA. Today, I participated in a workshop. So the fact that there were some sessions like workshops apart from general sessions, it was really great. But I really hope that the side events will be more in the other events as well, like workshops and other interactive sessions. Should be more. Now Rümeysa Erikli Doğan will join us. Hello, I am Rümeysa Erikli Doğan. I'm a PhD student at Marmara University in the Department of Sociology. Now, I participated in a session which was closely related to my PhD title. So, people thought so comprehensive way. So, for example, some speakers talked about the ancient culture and the other ones talked about the Anatolian one. So it was really connected, and it was really pleasing to. So I think there were the people who were really critical in that area, and watching them was really pleasant. And I'd like to thank you very much for your support to the MARUF21. Is there anyone who would like to add something? Maz Ahmet will join us now, if I read correctly. Hello, Maz Ahmet. I am Maz Ahmet. I'm a student from Yıldız Technical University in the Department of Urban Planning, and I'm in the thesis phase. I really like all the sessions in MARUF21. It affected me a lot, especially in terms of innovation, energy, and sustainability, digitalization, and data tagging were the concepts that I really liked in the sessions. And I had opportunity to ask a question to a participant in a session, and he really liked my questions. I had a really positive feedback. And as well as this fact, the questions, there were a lot of questions answered which could help my thesis. So thanks to these sessions, I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for everyone participated and contributed to MARUF21. Thank you, Maz. This is really important. This is what actually we want. And let's go to the second question. To what extent do you think it was comprehensive for young people? Do you think it's comprehensive enough? So, is there anyone who would like to talk about the comprehensiveness of the sessions? Berkay Çakır. Hello. I'm a 4th grade student, and my answer is that I participated in the COVID-19 infections on the real estate sector. And then I changed to the other topics about the capital and COVID-19 pandemic, and then I changed the title and participated in the other sessions with different titles, but I couldn't do it because of the time. So I thought whether it's comprehensive or not, and I said yes, it was comprehensive because of the variety of the topics that were covered. The topics were all related to the university students, actually. Thank you for your comment. Is there anyone who wishes to add something? What I understand from the fact that you don't want to say something is that not every young person could participate. Let's hear Merve Avcı first. Mehmet Avcı, sorry. Is he muted? Yes. Let us hear him. Maybe there's a problem with the internet connection. Okay. I'm trying to get in contact with her. So, by the way, let me ask the final question. So that we can listen to our friends who wishes to answer the first question as well. So the third question is, what would you do differently? So Berkay told us earlier that that he had criticism on the discussions about the real estate platforms in COVID-19. So, there's an ongoing debate and problem of young people not being able to find a housing. So I think that concept could be something that could be discussed in the real estate sessions. So what would you differently? Maybe you think it's really good enough, but what part do you think would be better? So let's hear from Betül Soysal. Hello. What I'd like to say is that I would like to talk about the networking one. So we had a platform about networking, the website of MARUF. So I think it's not effective enough. That's what my comment is. For example, in United Nations, they had some forum, and there was a chat box there in which all information related to the speakers and the speakers individually, and you could also get in contact with all the speakers individually. But in MARUF, there is a list of speakers, but I think there shouldn't be the information of all speakers in MARUF21 in the website because of the privacy issues. So maybe there should be maybe people wouldn't have a tendency to get in contact with them. They will be hesitant. Maybe gathering information and providing information for the speakers would be better for the other listeners and users of the website. I'd like to thank to Ahmet Mümtaz Taylan for his poetry. It was really pleasant to hear his comments. I think if we had different people, different celebrities like Ahmet Mümtaz Taylan, it would be better, and especially people speaking about the urban planning. I think this is the only way, it's one of the best ways to convey our message in terms of urban planning. And apart from that, maybe I would be interested to hear about a street artist. It will be really great. In these sessions, I also asked a question as well. It was really fruitful, but then I think what I will do differently is that I will create a platform where the politicians can have their say, not only them but also the people benefiting from the public life. Hello, I'd like to thank MARUF for this kind of platform. All of the sessions were really pleasant. I have a small complaint, not to directly to MARUF, but I think experience sharing is really important with the speakers, but also this is something that also Zeynep talked about, but I believe that they always talk about I did this, we did this, and we have done, we will be doing this, but which what made harder for listeners to follow. Of course, we would like to hear about the projects and the behaviors to the local regions, but maybe this part could have been organized differently. And apart from that, I recently participated in a session about the refugees and employment. That session was really great, and as it was expected, but they said that some cities are in danger because of waters, so they also said that there is an expectation in terms of migration influx, but I believe that we should not only think about the present, but I would like to hear about the future and the policies that needs to be done in the future. Of course, talking about the present is beneficial, but we need to also talk about and discuss the future implications. Thank you very much. All of your evaluations and the assessments are really valuable. Not doing something is not enough solely, but how you present them is also important. As there are a lot of projects done by one institution, they have a tendency to introduce them all at once. So that's why your implication is that way. So now I would like to hear Sana Ture for the third question. Hello again. If you allow me, I would like to evaluate the session once again. It's really great for you to leave. Let us to talk about the sessions as well, but I couldn't wrap my head around about the evaluations that I'd like to make. It was not precise yet. My evaluation was not precise yet. I waited for the last sessions. I really admire your questions, but the fact that the fact that the time is limited is not that good. It could have been more, so we could have asked more questions. But I would like to thank you for involving the youth in the discussions periods. Yes, the time is not that long, but we'd like to offer our apologies, but this is not something that we do intentionally. Your opinions are really important for us. As you can remember, in PhD showcase, we just left 3 minutes for them to talk about their PhD dissertations. We like to do it in an organized way, but sometimes the conditions are different. Now, after that kind of adverse conditions, I'd like to invite all of you, all of the young people, to our union. We would like to hear your comments. Everyone who are available. We invite you all, by the way. I think the criticism about the organization or the outline of the speech is really important. We needed to tell you about the speech, an outline of the speech we were about to deliver. Mehmet Avcı now, I think he has a problem with the connection. Zeynep Demirel. She's available? Yes. Hello. What drew my attention is that in the sessions that I attended, there was no seat for the young people. But I thought about it and questioned it. I thought that it's because the titles are not something that could include young people or some group of people. Would it be better if they did? Yes. Some sessions were not related directly to the young people, but while the speakers were talking about what they have done or some concepts about the implementations and the designs of their works, but at the same time, they know that it will be more profitable for them if the things they talk about are more common for people. So I think that what I will do differently is that I could create a workshop in which young people could be able to hear about the developments and news. There was not a bracket for the young people specifically, but could have been more pleasant if they involved young people. Hatice Nur Gümüş. Hello. I'm a city planner, and it is 3 days. I would like to extend my gratitude to everyone contributed to MARUF21 once again. I think it was really comprehensive. I participated in a panel about city planning in perspective of children. So in that regard, it was really nice to see that everything was covered, and also we could evaluate the sessions in context of disadvantaged people. In other sessions, for example, some sessions brought people from a different part of the world to the people from different part of the world. It was really fruitful for us. Thank you very much once again. Now Esra Çelikoğlu will share her experience. I also had the opportunity to listen to Ahmet Mümtaz Taylan, but my comment is like a suggestion. We heard that in the speeches that if we get lost in the cities, instead of looking to the guides, we will get the experience of the city better. I wish I could travel the city Istanbul with Ahmet Mümtaz Taylan if we can organize this event face to face. And I'd like to thank you once again for involving young people as well. How do you think the questions were? Could you ask? Do you think we could ask? Do you think we asked really great to Ahmet Mümtaz Taylan? Yes, it was. It made me want to read all of his books. Okay, Betül Soysal. Hello. Maybe the time could have been more flexible. For example, in one of the sessions, Mr. Kadıoğlu talked about the important thing. When the time exceeded, they just closed the sessions. They said, "Sorry, we need to wrap up and close the session," which is not that good. In other sessions, for example, a woman told that she made a bargain about the time and she could speak 5 minutes more. So, if the moderators will be more sensitive about the time, our speakers could have more time to tell their comments efficiently. Another thing that I'd like to mention is something related to young people. Your second question was about how much the young people were mentioned, but I do not agree with this. We are affected from everything as a young people. So climate action, refugee topics are not directly related to young people, but we're actually affected by the process. So maybe there could have been a session for young people, or in which students or young people could share their posters, their abstracts about research with a research title, and it would attract their attention more.
I also believe that the youngsters are the present of the countries, not only the future. But sometimes it is used as the way to escape. And so this is valuable because sometimes there is a plastic approach in a way by the youngsters, the women and the children, and about the issues with women, children and the disabled, and that's why I agree with what you say. Do we have anyone else that would take floor? If you want, I will forcefully give you the floor to you. I acknowledge this right to myself. And we have people who haven't spoken yet, and I want to make them speak if I can. I'm going through the list. Melike Güngörür, I believe you haven't spoken so far. Ms. Melike, are you available? Yes, hello. Yes, she has things to say, and that's when I called for her. Yes, that's a correct choice, and I was about to speak. I'm from bioengineering from İTÜ, Istanbul Technical University, and I'm a volunteer to Istanbul Youth Platform. I have 2 points to make. First of all, I was also concerned about the time limit. In many panels, there had been 2 or 3 additional points to make that would be made by the panelists, but because of the time limit, they were interrupted. Maybe the number of the panelists might be arranged, or we might have longer sessions. Of course, it is up to your decision. It is up to your call. About the youth inclusion, I believe that it was different for each panel. I can give you one suggestion personally. Maybe during some sessions, the moderators could be, the moderators could be the youth. That's how we could be able to hear from the youth during the sessions. Thanks for your suggestion. It is a valuable suggestion because there is no meaning in separating between the old and the youth and the young, because we should get perspectives and build our life in accordance. Thanks for this contribution. I will enjoy my ride again, and I will invite Miss Sheval to the floor. Can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you. There is a problem with my camera, that's why I can't turn it on, but I will be speaking. I can go on if you like, if it's okay for you. Yes, please continue. I will make a general assessment about this session and Maruf. First of all, the thing I loved was the discussion, the interview with Ahmet Mümtaz Taylan. I really liked it, and I liked most of the aspects of Maruf. The time limit would be my only criticizing. The changing metropoles was another topic, and the effort by that institution was valuable, and it was taken in more detail. It is quite familiar to what we do and how we present it. It had great visualization, and it was a great planning for the process. Maybe some technical details were problematic, but I'm not eligible to criticize that. Apart from that, the cities, the differences between the cities and the cultures sessions was another panel that I attended. I have another critique here. Maybe the moderators can be more careful about the time limit and distribution of time. Also, the panelists were proficient, and it was a good session in general. It was full of information, valuable information. And since it was international, the foreign professors and other experts were here, and we heard from them, and we heard from the practices from different countries. We heard about the projects, and we got deeper insights about them. That's why I want to thank you. It was a good part of the forum for 3 days. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your contribution, and we are about to finish. It was a great contribution from your side to Maruf. That's why I want to extend my gratitude to you. You guided us. You showed us what was lacking from your respective perspectives. And also, through the day, since there were 10 panels in a row, people who were not able to follow each panel got some insights to the other panels. So we will be thinking about your comments, and we will be making the most benefit of it. Thanks for your contribution. Soon we will have the closing meeting of Maruf. We will be speaking with our coordinator friends, and also we will have Mr. Alim, Ms. Ceylan, that you listened to 2 days ago. So it will be an evaluation meeting for Maruf. Then we will close the forum. We invite people who can spare time to that meeting so that you can have knowledge about Maruf. Also, please come to Marmara Municipalities Union so that we can meet in person.